and capability of the country in the IT area and other segments to other countries, like Israel example or China example. I think today, well, for example, Intel employs engineers in Russia, but when we need more, it's not so easy to find more. And yes, there is opinion that we have historically strong educational system, but when we really benchmark and compare, it is not that strong in some areas. And maybe government could be the leader in benchmarking our education system, what education achieves versus other countries.
Natalia, more or less the same question, specific in the idea of education. Do you think that university is so far away from making this business, to make money with this business? I mean, there are intelligent students, but not able to make this kind of business. I didn't understand.
I think it's a big gap between the goals of the universities and the business itself. And definitely it should be so, because universities should not born and grow entrepreneurs. This is different thing. However, many big companies in Russia even invest into their own universities. I know, for example, Intel, I think, has their own kind of student,
but not really.
Microsoft definitely has kind of learning courses, if you wish. Kaspersky Lab also. We have a school. We call it Kaspersky School. So we started from not yet from kindergarten, but from the school already. We want people to think about IT as early as possible, and then to universities and to like learning programmers in a more applicationable way, not on very theoretical, because sometimes universities are too theoretical, and then late students come to work, they cannot really be helpful. So this gap could be covered. What I mean, this gap could be covered by companies themselves. It's not the governmental task, I think. However, improving of education is definitely a task. Even though we have strong technical education, there are still areas which are not covered. There are still some professions which are in very high demand, and there is very little issue. And we constantly discussing with our educational ministry and others that we should issue more specialists. They also have problem because you cannot switch it like that. We used to release engineers on that kind. We have so many teachers which could teach these people, and we don't have teachers who can teach, I don't know, for example, Linux engineers. But we need Linux engineers now. But then over 10 years this demand, over 5 years this demand could change. And this is the whole system needs to be changed. So the system must be flexible.
Hard time for everything, for economy, for IT, for
hard.
everything.
That's very complicated
it's
task.
Changing. We're completely changing. This is the last question, and I would like to ask you to be very short and quick. The topic was, if it's possible to this sector to become stronger, and if yes, in how many years?
Well, it is today. And
it is today.
And next year as well. It's happening.
So you think that it will happen?
I think it's ongoing.
It's going immediately. Vladislav?
It's definitely possible. It's in terms of number of years, it really depends what measures will be taken. It might be sooner, might be later, but
how many years?
I would give 5 years.
5 years. Natalia?
Well, if we don't know where we would like to come, then how we would count. But definitely the growth is there. The IT sector is growing every year and becomes stronger and stronger. If you ask when it will overcome gas and oil, well, maybe, I don't know, when gas is over. Yes. And the good thing, by the way, that gas can be over. The IT resources cannot be, because they're human, based on the human.
Interesting. David, same question.
Today, export of IT industry from Russia is about $2.6 billion a year, and of course, incomparably small in comparison with oil and gas. So, I think that yes, unfortunately, not in 5 years. Unfortunately,
10 maybe. Alexander?
I think Russia is a very young country, only 20 years of history, and so we need maybe some dozens of years to if we are speaking
yes, of course.
About
but I mean,
strong, really
so
strong
I mean,
IT market competitive with oil and gas, I think my children have to become specialists.
You need to become a grandfather,
yes,
I understand.
And I think country will change, and IT sector maybe will be measured.
Wonderful. Well, that's about all we have time for. I hope that you have found today's debate interesting and informative. I would like to say thanks to our guests for coming, and we look forward to see you next week at the same time, only on Expert-TV.